What a weekend! Almost 200 arrests for almost 400 crimes and 76 vehicles towed. Trudeau, I didn't vote Liberal in the last election, but I sure as hell will in the next one. I mean, unless you do something really stupid in the meantime, but you know, it's nice to see a real leader who takes action when the citizens overwhelmingly demand it. You know, the ironic part is that the Freedom Convoy actually got what they wanted, a federal response to provincial mandates and Canada unity against them. So basically the exact opposite of what they wanted. I mean, you know, other than the first month or so of lockdown in the faraway year of 2020, I've seen more masks the last 3 weeks than I have probably the last 2 years. People are just so eager to distance ourselves from these traitors that we're masking up even harder. Partly because they're fucking playgrounds and we don't want to catch anything from them, but mostly because they just get so angry it's hilarious to watch. When you're not by yourself at night, being followed by like 3 of them for several blocks. Actually, I take back what I said about the Liberals. I want to vote for this guy. Or maybe this guy. By the way, just a reminder, because I know these insurrectionists either can't or don't read, I have comment moderation on, so I do not allow misinformation on here. You know, if you write coronavirus or vaccines or hydroxychloroquine in your comment, you know, anything to do with sickness or medicine, the only person who will see it is you. At least until I can take a look at it and decide whether I want to allow it or not. This is not a democratic space. But I know you guys aren't a fan of that, or you would have demanded that the elected government resign so that they could be replaced by you truckloadites against the will of most of the people in this country. Besides, as someone who values facts and evidence, I have a duty of care to vet the information that people can find on my channel. You know, if it's gonna look like I support it, I have to make sure that I actually, you know, support it. Speaking of facts and misinformation, a woman was not killed by the RCMP, so stop lying and saying that she was just because she decided to body check a goddamn horse. Okay, she fucked around, she found out, and then she got up and just walked away. Also, like, ivermectin does not cure coronavirus. Unless you take a lot of it, I guess. Can't be sick if you're dead. You know, I don't think I would be as frustrated by these playgrounds if I didn't understand why they believe the things they do. You know, I've said before that I was part of a transphobic university radio show. I did hateful things back when I was part of an anti-choice choir group. I know exactly the kind of thought processes that go on for someone to think another person is beneath them. And then I outgrew those beliefs. I was a teenager when I walked out of the radio show. I was a child when I left the choir group. But these people are old enough to have children who they use as human shields. So yeah, I hope the children they've mistreated are taken away from them and put in better homes. I hope the foreign funds they've raised are frozen and traced back to the Americans and other people who want to sow discord in our country. And I hope the 18 cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch get their... By the way, Randy Heiler, you're a fucking member of parliament, so stop telling people to clog emergency lines, because if someone dies, that's on you. If someone kills one of the RCMP officers you doxed, that's on you. And partly on the trash who voted you in. And, you know, anyone who wants to point out that I usually don't support the police, you're right, I usually don't. In fact, if I have a playlist of every video I've made on this convoy since the naive days when I thought defacing Terry Fox's legacy was as far as it was gonna get. You'll see that in every single one, I have been outspoken in my criticisms of the police. I don't like cops. I still don't. The fact that I support what the police are doing in downtown Ottawa is not a sign that I've changed my mind about cops. It's a sign of just how reviled the convicts are, that even the police is seen as a step up. Context matters, facts matter, and the fact is the convoy lost, at least here. God, I hope that hatred isn't our biggest export this year. Anyways, Ottawa, it's been not great being here these last few weeks, but you guys who live here have made it bearable. So, Convoyage. Lucy is coming back to work tomorrow, or yes, today when the video goes up, which means that the next video I make, probably on why misinformation spreads so easily, will be made back home in British Columbia. You know what, I'm just gonna stay for like 3 more weeks. I'll live in, well, I heard there's gonna be some trucks for sale. Oh, wow. Uh, Steve Fonyo just died. Say what you want about the guy, but he did at least one really good thing. Shit. Sorry to end on such a downer, but it doesn't feel appropriate to follow this up with more jokes.